So, hi everyone. I'm gonna do something a little bit unusual with some people now not gonna really understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, but I will explain. Hi, I am Jürgen Kronberg and I am a physician with 40 years of experience of complementary medicine. Okay, so the reason for that because this is also going to be in the 6-month program of the DNA activation. And we started a few weeks ago, so I already have recorded like a lot of them. And for the people who is in the program, this is for you guys, obviously, but I got a lot of people ask me, can you not doing one lecture for free so I can see what this is about and if this is something for me? So that's why I introduced myself. So this one here, I will give access to everyone, whoever want to go into our YouTube channel, TV channel, and can watch it there. So, but all the other people who has paid for the 6 months program, yeah, this is going to be the only one where I'm gonna like do it for free in the sense of, but I would like to share a little bit what this is about. So today I will talk about our thoughts from an energy level, our thought system, our belief system from an energy level. I will then connect it also, obviously, to our brain, but I will connect it to our heart and connect it to our digestive system. Because in my word, and many people with me, we have actually 3 brains, okay? We have what they call the brain, which is like the brain, okay? But you have also in the heart, you have same cells in the brain, which is called neurons. You have that in the heart, okay? And the reference is a little bit, it started with 20,000, many years, I think it was like 2011, the first research come out, and then it was like, I think it was 2016, and then it was 40,000, and now I think it's, I know it's 80,000, and I don't think, so it seemed to increasing with the time. But same cells what you have here, you have also in the heart. And these heart cells, this neuron, seem to be very connected to our emotional body. And we can pick up things from other people in the field where the brain heart reacting like for sure before our brain. And then we have also the digestive system has something what we call enteric nerve system, which is actually when I started, because I've been practicing medicine for 40 years. So when that was found, and the first reference was in the 90s, I think, that was like 2 millions, and then it's like 2 millions, then it became 6 millions, I remember. And then it was like, I think it was 12 million, but now the last reference is like 200 million. And we also know if we use this like nerve system, this enteric nerve system in our digestive system, and we use that from good emotion, good thoughts, like we feel inspiration, we feel passion, we feel creativity, we are surrounded with like this kind of feeling of meaningfulness, there is a purpose for me, have a kind of conscious, we're doing meditation, breathing exercise, yoga, qigong, tai chi, pilates, exercise, stretching, whatever you want to call it, is also seeing that it's going to affect us, so we can get more and more of these nerves. And they are very similar in the function like the brain. And this is also so, long time ago, even before we found out that we have actually brain cell in the heart, that was actually talked about, and this was already in the 80s, I remember, that we have a brain in our gut. You know, like the gut feeling, that's just coming from that we know that we can pick up things in the field, in between us, from an emotional level, also before the brain get that kind of message. Okay, so a little bit brief things about the brain, like the brain heart or the heart brain, and the digestive, like the stomach brain here. So that's why I'm usually talk about that we have three brains. Okay, what I'm having here behind me here, I'm having an incredible advanced 6 figures, almost 7, but 6 figures of quantum medicine technology that is creating same energy what is creating my body. Everything living, flower, tree, whatever you want to call it, it creates an incredible high frequency with a vibration. The maximum what the body can create, what we have measured, which is the pineal gland, which is between 630 to, no, excuse me, 930 to 940 hertz. And 1 hertz is one, like it's called like amplitude per second. 2 hertz is 2 amplitude per second. 4 hertz is like 4 hertz. This can create almost 1 million hertz, okay? So 930, 40 is the maximum. This can create almost, when I say almost 1 million, it's actually exactly 999,999, 999,999. Okay, so 1 hertz from 1 million. This is incredible, strong energy level. And that is creating something what we call scalar field, who has a quantum mechanic possibility. You see here, there is hundreds of different kind of like envelopes. People have paid for the 6-month program. I'm doing this 3 times with my brother, 3 times a week, okay? In the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. And people have paid for the program. They have pulled the hair, and you can find a YouTube film which is explaining a little bit about the hair. If you pull the hair, you're gonna get the root. If you get the root and you put like 10 different hairs, this is an envelope, and there's the envelope here. In this envelope, sent to a certain kind of address, 10 hair with a rose, I have all the 25,000 genes, okay? And there is something we call mitochondria, which is not supposed, which like the purpose is to create like a lot of energy for like for the body, which is called ATP, and that have 37 genes who just have that purpose. It's 16 different kind of biochemical steps. So when I turn this on, which I'm going to do now, you're going to see a very bright light, okay? There is this incredible, intensive shooting out photons, light particles, in exactly same frequency and vibration. They're meeting each other, they do like what they call a photons collision, creating what they call like a torus. And just to understand the intensity of this, it's approximately, if I take 10 and I put 8,843 zeros after each other, it's enormous. That's why you say 10 up to 8,843. That kind of photons collision, this has average, okay? Sometimes a little bit lower, sometimes a little bit higher, but average per second. That kind of torus motion, creating my whole body, flowers, trees, things like that, and that has a such intensity, so it creates, that torus is also creating what is called a scalar field. So people, when I'm doing this, okay, I have all the genes, they actually talking to each other. And since this is just about health, what create the motion of building, creating the body can also heal. So same energy what create my body can also heal my body. Okay? So, and it sounds insane, but if you go into the web page, which is Universal Heart Science, universalheartscience.com. It is in English, but you can get it in Swedish, German, and other language. You're gonna see there is a quantum mechanics explanation, which means that all the genes from a very healthy point of view get activating is what they call gene variable. And people are sitting down. Right now we have people from Sweden, Norway, Germany, Switzerland, England, Spain, and America. Okay, I think that is all what I can come up with. So where people sitting there, the same genes from a quantum mechanics, they call entanglement, is going to reacting the same way, like even though no matter what you are. And you can go into the webpage, there is more information. Okay, since I have this group, I need to get started now with the topic. So I'm a little bit sorry for you guys who is in the program that you have to listen on something where you have been listened to before. But hopefully I'm repeating something where you feel, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was all these explanations. Okay, so our thoughts, our belief system. I usually say this, that can really damage us. If we have a belief system, what sometimes, I don't want to be judgmental, but sometimes the society saying, yeah, this is good, this is bad, and then we figure out, no, that was not really true. So our core belief system can be very beneficial for us, but it can also be really damaged. It actually can affect us enormously, especially when we have belief system which is going against our law of nature, our nature, like the law of nature, where it's like where the body is gonna get a reaction, and sometimes we're gonna get symptoms, and we're gonna get disease and things like that. That's usually a very simple rule, is that I know like disease and illness can sometimes be very complex, but all this about lifestyles disease, like been working too hard or whatever it is, I didn't get enough sleep or rest or whatever for a long time, that is like sooner or later is gonna end up in the body, in the sense that the body is gonna showing some healthy sign, but it's called unhealthy sign. It's called symptom, but it's actually like the body tried to tell you it is health, because the body tried to tell you, change this, do something about it. So now we have this enormous, intensive energy field from this quantum medicine mechanics technology. Okay, so our thought system, I talked about the core belief and things like that. So let's think, let's look into a little bit, what is a thought? Okay, what is this thought? Yeah, what is a thought? Okay, I'm going to give a personal perception to that. I'm not so sure if the brain thinking thoughts, okay? And I will explain this more. I think that maybe brain is some kind of antenna who is reacting for certain kind of things all the time, and then there is creating a manifestation which is coming from an electrical impulse, which is connected then to a biochemical transmitter substance. And yeah, there is a lot of this kind of neurological explanation and also biochemical explanation. But there is also some like electrical charge is very much involved in this kind of thing. So no matter how you try to explain this, one way to look at this, which I have said now for the second time, I will explain this a little bit more. I'm gonna do a little bit of preparation work of explanation before I'm coming to explain what I just said. I'm not so sure if the brain thinking thoughts. I'm more leaning to that the brain is reacting as an antenna for a manifestation of certain kind of things, and then suddenly you experience you having like a thought. And our thoughts are so connected to our history, our culture, our school system, our upbringing from our parents or grandparents, things like that. It's just unbelievable how much belief system we have from that. So do we have a culture? Do we have an upbringing? Do we have a school system? If I'm gonna like repeat everything what I say, which have not been beneficial for us. I don't mean that our parents was bad and the school system was just everything was bad and things like that. But sometimes people has been in certain kind of upbringing where you can look back to it, was not so beneficial. And unfortunately, some like kids, when they're growing up, or even actually when they come to the world as like babies and infants, some people have a really tough start right away, where it's creating like emotional trauma, and then it's going to come up. Then we are having our thought belief system on repeat. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit, okay? And I'm going to, but the question is very easy. and you don't have to answer me. You just have to answer yourself. Do you go around most of the time and having negative thought pretty much every day? Or you find like the negative thought is coming so easily and you have to force yourself to start to analyze it, or like bring back some positive thoughts, or having like the inner conversation with yourself every day, 7 days a week. And if you look back, yeah, that's just really me. That's just happening. And then it's like, how long time has it been like that? Now I'm going to be a little bit harsh, but I don't mean it in the sense that it's your like it's your fault, shame on you, feel guilt. But I still want to say following. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. But it's easy for me to sit here in incredible energy and say it's not necessary, because I know also from experience that our thoughts is like we can know a lot of things, and we can have different kind of ideas how we're going to change it, and still is like, oh, most of the time is going to having a negative thought system. But then also the same question, but on the opposite side of the polarity. Do you go around during the day and feeling that you not just have negative thought? And negative thought, I mean, it is really a personal perception, because I can experience something is really like negative, and if I'm going to share that, some other people can say, but why don't you just stop that? Okay, so it is a very personal perception, but you can never take away. People has the right to have the thoughts and also like the emotions about the thoughts. I'm going to come to this emotion. Okay, so, and it's actually from a science point of view, if you go around, say like 365 days, and in general, because I know life is going up and down, but in general, yeah, I'm struggling once in a while, but I also have a lot of inspiration, a lot of positive thought, a lot of good things in my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, or whatever it is. So if you have like for for approximately 50%, half of the time you have creativity, and half of the time you feel life a little bit challenging. But if you have 50% of the creativity, you will, with time, change so the negative thought are not just negative, they're gonna be actually more and more of, I have a problem I need to solve. I have something, and the solution is gonna, how more you train yourself, how more you're gonna feel the solution is there. And sometimes something is just taking care of the solution by yourself. I'm also gonna talk a little bit about this, like it looks like the field of the energy is also helping out. So now I'm gonna come to something which is proven from science and research. And if it's proven from science and research, it has to be right? Okay, we can even actually question science and research, but this is very solid. There is evidence, there is research, tons of them, showing that you and I can change a very negative thought system very easily, very easily, with very simple techniques. There is actually several of them, but I'm just gonna teach out like one of them, which is very simple but very effective. And if you do that over a period of time, especially if you do that during 21 days, okay? Because the research showing that you take that time to break down like the stress hormone. If you're doing this, if you will follow it, the exercise, which I'm gonna end up with, like a meditation and a little bit of a breathing exercise, 21 days, like 3 weeks approximately, you will start, a little bit before, you will start that feeling that the change will come. In the beginning, it actually can increase, because if our belief system, our thought system is on repeat, is on automatic repeat, like all the time, usually when we try to stop it with technique, it's usually increasing there for a little while. So after a few days, when you're like doing this, you're feeling like, oh, more anxious and things like that, but just hold on, okay? That's just temporary. That will change, because that has the science and the research showing. And it has actually that. Okay, so thought, it's, if I'm now going to look at the brain, but I can look at the heart and I can look at the like the brain, stomach also, but let's make it simple. So I'm going to look at the brain. A thought, every time we are conscious about a thought, okay? Every time we're okay, there I have a thought which is always connected to some kind of emotion. Sometimes we feel it very strongly, sometimes we need to stop a little bit and reflect and start to feel it. Yeah, there is what I am feeling about it, whatever it is. But we're going around from we wake up until we go to bed and sleep. We are like very active in our thought system, both unconsciously and also consciously. And then we go to bed and we sleep and we dream. Then I'm going to tell you, then the thought system is crazy. Then the thought system is incredible, very intensive, especially when we go down to our deep sleep, which we need to have 2 to 4 hours per night. We don't have to have it 2 hours straight, but it can be 5 minutes there, 15 minutes there, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 25 minutes. So 2 to 4 hours is to really recover from everything. Okay, so psychology or neuropsychology has showing, the reference is a little bit different, because again, when I started to be interested in this in the 80s, it said 45,000, but since pretty many years back, we probably talk about around 20 years, we are following that we have approximately 80,000 thoughts per per day. Every time from we go up in the morning until we sleep, you and I have around 80,000. And it can be like whatever, okay? We're watching TV, we are like getting this kind of massive input in our cell about war and things like that. That's just gonna process a lot of like thoughts. You're walking and you see some headline for some evening paper or anything like that, and you're like, okay, are they now again gonna divorce or whatever it is, okay? Did you see that change? Okay, that technology can feel what is going on in the field, both of all the genes and also I'm here, and also connected with all the people also. So when things are shifting and change in the gene variables activation, the frequency and the vibration is going to change also. So I just want you to pay attention for that. Okay, so 80,000 thought, that is 560,000 thought per week, okay? That is like over 200,000 thoughts per month. And imagine if you're going around and feeling negative, it's like, oh my God, around 200 negative, and that is connected to an electrical charge, that is connected to a biochemical reaction, and that is obviously then also connected to a neurological effect, which is a combination of a biochemical and an electrical charge. So imagine when every time we have survival thought, which is like when you're anxious, you're worried, anxiety, that is usually what they call survival thoughts. That takes more energy. That's just gonna increase or release more stress hormone, stronger electrical charge, more activity. And if you have that all the time, guess what? You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be exhausted. And if that's just gonna continue, then you're gonna feel like fatigue and then a little bit burnout and yeah, all this kind of thing. And then there is a risk that people would feel depressed and things, but that's just like a long process, and there's a lot of things is connected to that. And if you feel now, oh my God, this feels so heavy, don't worry. Before I am done, I'm gonna turn this around and talk about this in a very positive way. Okay, so 80,000 thoughts per day, approximately. And thoughts are usually we say that you have some kind of thought, you're processing, and then it comes another thought. So the thought system, and then you have the belief system, which I talked about, is never really quiet. And for a lot of people, that can be not so good in the long run. It can create more activity in the body than we wish. And if you have a tendency to get headache, migraine, pain in the neck, stomach problem, lumbar pain, sciatic pain, or anxiety problem, sleeping disorder, usually that kind of things is like you're gonna feel these symptoms of physical things or maybe emotional things. They are very much connected to each other. Okay, and that is also when we have this, especially from the core beliefs, especially like the upbringing, the school system and everything, like the whole the cult and things like that. That is creating an autonomic nerve reaction, like something is autonomic, it's on repeat all the time. So it's gonna like create a feedback system. It's gonna then release a lot of stress hormone, and the stress hormone is gonna activate in the nerve system, which is gonna create more stress hormone, and then it's gonna activate back here again, the feedback system more, and then it is on the repeat. And now, I think some people are gonna recognize yourself. Do you find yourself very easily that you are, if you get some information, or yeah, whatever it is, you find yourself like, no matter what kind of information, I have this catastrophic emotion, like, oh my God, he or she is saying there, when maybe the person is actually saying something very positive. And me as a physician, I'm so used, I've seen 45, 50,000 patients during like I have learned how to be very clear in my communication with a positive energy without lying, okay? Without lying, be very clear, because I'm also a physician who have seen again and again and again that impossible situation has actually showing that it is possible. And I probably have seen, I don't know, 10,000 of, or 10,000 minimum of totally impossible medical condition not going to be able to change. I've seen it was possible. And a very big thing is our thought system, our belief system. So I need usually also help people with that and give exercise, simple exercise, but they're working brilliant, okay? So, okay, so we have the 80,000, as I say. They are always connected to, yeah, like hormone things like that, to an emotional motion, okay? Emotional motion is always, and when we get conscious about our emotion, that is a strong electrical charge, it's a strong biochemical charge, so we get some very strong physically reaction in the body. So we feel, oh my God, I feel pain in my neck. Oh God, it's so heavy in my chest, I feel anxiety. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, but all the conscious symptoms you feel, it's a strong reaction. And now I'm going to talk about something positive. We're going to use that, because how stronger it is, how better we can use it. But I obviously don't want you to feel like a lot of anxiety and things like that. But how more powerful it is, how more power we can actually release it, and that releasing from that kind of fear, because it's always based on fear. What fear can get anxiety, worries, irritation, angry, frustration, fatigue, yeah, burnout. I mean, everything is coming from fear, especially when fear gets stuck. So how stronger reaction you get, how strong a possibility you can release it, and there is going to be such a release, such a release. And if you know how to use it, it can give you so much inspiration, it can give you so much creativity. And if you have something you have passion for, then you can meet that need for whatever you have passion. If it's like painting or reading books, or you want to write a book, everything like that. If you can take that advantage at that time, it's usually there for a half hour to 1 hour. But if you start to create something from that kind of feeling, you're going to be able to prolong that 30 to 60 minutes easily, okay, easily. That is what they call flow in the body, and there is a lot of research about the brain and flow. Okay, so 80,000 thoughts are connected to 80,000 biochemical neurological reaction, and if they are strong enough, you're going to have a conscious thought. This is a little bit too early, okay? This is a little bit too early, because the guys you are in the program, I will take this step by step, because I'm gonna put a question which is incredibly important question, but I need to take this many times to break it down. And that is the question, why? Why do we have what we have? We need to look, and It need to be break down, but it doesn't have to be that complicated, okay? Doesn't have to be that complicated. So an emotional reaction is always a personal message. Always. This is the first part. It's always a personal message, whatever it is. It tries to tell you, I have anxiety, I have pain in the neck, I have, yeah, whatever. I have pain in my jaws, or my stomach feel swollen and bloated. I mean, whatever it is. It's always a personal message, okay? And I am so pointing now, which is actually to myself, but pointing to you there. Look here, one finger go there. Look here, I have 3 fingers go to myself. And the personal message has always a personal responsibility. That's it, number 2. Personal message, number 1, personal responsibility. But when we're stuck in this feedback system, when we are not, I don't know what to do about it, I have this anxiety all the time, we can actually put the personal responsibility on myself, which is unconscious, going to give me shame and guilt, and I'm not good enough. Everyone can handle this, I cannot handle it. And suddenly it's just going to increase. So sometimes we need to seek some help. We need to read a book, how to do breathing exercise. We need to go to a yoga class. So we need to go to a therapist, because there is really heavy trauma, which I need to work on this, whatever trauma is, to a therapist. I need to go this, I need to go that, whatever it is. So the personal responsibility is actually that we need to surrender and asking for help. Okay. So personal message, there is a personal responsibility, but God, don't point finger to anyone else. Then the circumstances can make it harder, but it's always over 3 fingers, because it's always going to come down to what kind of steps do I need. And the steps can be, I need help, I need support actually. But the guys now who is on this 6-month program, you're going to be able to handle this on a daily basis. I promise you, you will. Doesn't mean that everything will be perfect in life now, because life is going up and down, things like that. But if we have tools, and if you're going to come now for 6 months, 3 times a day, it's actually based on at least show up 1 time per week, but we are offering 3 times per week. So like you have something to show. So 3 times is always better than 1, but it's based from research showing 1 times a week. So you're going to get like a lot of tools, and every time you're showing up, we're doing this exercise also to train yourself so you can handle your daily life a little bit easier. Okay, so personal message, personal responsibility, and then becomes the next things here, whatever it is. We need to put ourselves in action, okay? We need to take some step action. And action can be also, I need to reflect on this. I don't want to put myself in action. I need to reflect on this. I need to be on this a little bit. Or I need to seek help, I need to seek support. But it's need not to hide, because every time we try to escape from ourselves, this personal message is going to have a the personal responsibility going to have a feedback system into ourselves, which is going to just increase this thought system stronger, the emotions and all the reaction. So then it's so easy to say, I should do this. I should do this. I should run more. I should exercise more. I should eat less. I should eat more. I should change my life. I should do that. I should do this 6-month program. I should do meditation. I know I should do that. The only thing you should do, because should is, when you say that you should, unconscious mind from a thought system is going to tell you, good yes to say should, that you should do this, because you're not going to do it. It's like giving yourself a promise, but I should do this, having a feedback system up to the brain, and you're not going to do it. So if you are honest to yourself, look back to it, how many years have you said, yeah, I should do this? Okay. It doesn't make you to a person who is like bad, and I don't want to put any guilt. We all, including myself, we all are the same, okay? But still, a personal message, personal responsibility is still going to need to have some kind of action, okay? And every time we start to act on something, we usually are increasing in the emotional biochemical reaction, so we can feel a bit more of what we felt that we would like to have better control. It's important to understand this, that in the beginning it can actually increase it. It doesn't have to be like that, but it can do it. But very shortly then it's going to come to the tipping point, and then it's going to start to feel better and easier. Okay, so personal message, personal responsibility, then action. And then we come to the fourth one, which is the most important thing, which is there anyone who recognized themselves? I gave a promise to do this, and I was lasting for 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and then it got less and less and less. To find the continuum, to find the way when I repeat what I'm doing, I repeat what I'm doing, I repeat what I'm doing. And I'm going to tell you this for sure. You have done that the whole life. You have been in continuum, be in this repetitive, repeating all your life from the core system. We repeat maybe like life pattern which is not beneficial, eating too much chocolate. Chocolate is so good for my anxiety, but then I cannot stand to say that I'm using this as medicine, so I say there must be something I need in chocolate. Must be some mineral and some vitamin. I need that in the chocolate. Why I say chocolate? Because I'm childish, so love chocolate. I completely surrounding to chocolate very regularly. But it's interesting how better I feel, how less chocolate I need. But I still love it. It doesn't matter how good I feel, but I don't need it in the same way. But if you don't feel good, there is probably some trace mineral in the chocolate I need right now. Okay. So we all have that kind of like, and some people have very destructive things, like when we have life pattern, or reconnecting to an addiction, whatever that is, alcohol, medicine, drugs, sex, food, when it's really, and the condition of an addiction, or more that the definition of addiction is that suddenly my daily life is going to be severely affected, and not just for me, also the people where it's the closest one is going to actually be affected also. That is the definition of an addiction. I'm not going to talk about that right now at all, because it's such a big subject. Okay, so personal message, personal responsibility. We need to put ourselves in action, and sometimes we need to surrender, we need to help, and it's needed momentum, we need a continuum. If I, for example, need like a therapist, for like a psychologist or whatever, I mean, there is a lot of very great techniques. Then usually it's not going to be enough to do it one time. It need to be repetitive, like do it again, 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 and be committed to that kind of thing. The commitment is usually what we all have. Easy. It's so interesting, because we are usually very committed to things which is not beneficial for us. We're incredibly committed. But everything what is beneficial for us, not everything, but for a lot of people, that is not so easy. Until we switch and change here, when that morning walk is just like, you don't question, I need to have it. Or the yoga like the yoga pass this morning or evening, I don't question it, I just do it. Or the meditation, which I've been doing for years and years, and add it up then with a lot of breathing exercise since like, yeah, also many years, but it started with meditation. I don't think, oh my God, I'm gonna do meditation. That's just like, that's just, I have that so, like, so close integrated in my conscious mind all the time, even if I'm in meeting and things like that, to be here and now, that kind of meditative situation, that kind of conscious meditative, when I feel like I'm really present and I'm observing myself as an observation, or more in an observation. Okay, so let's start with following. No biochemical reaction with a neurological reaction, okay? Because we have certain kind of center in the brain. When we feel fear, we know that this and this is more active. When we feel anxiety, strong anxiety, then we know like this and this center more active. Can never last more than 90 seconds. That's it. Can never, if we know how to approach that emotional reaction, it can never 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now I just 85 seconds left. No hormonal biochemical reaction can peak longer than 90 seconds. The challenge with this is that when we feel a strong emotional reaction, our brain want to feed us with that stronger and stronger, so we get so wrapped up in our drama, like I have so hard to change this, or this is so difficult, and things like that. No, I usually say, stop it, just stop it. we need to use the technique now. What is the basic technique? There is different of them, but I will give the first one. This is so effective. So it cannot peak more 90 seconds. The other thing what I want to say there, very strong anxiety, like panic attack, 90 seconds feels like forever. Feels like, because that feels like I'm gonna die now. So 90 seconds, and if you cannot follow this for 90 seconds, then it's just gonna go down and then gonna pick up, and then you try again and you cannot follow it, and then it's gonna pick up again. So that I wanna have the respect and say, with very strong emotional things, that 90 seconds can be very, very long, but still, if we know how to do it. The best thing is to be still, okay? I am sitting right now, but to be still and go into this, which I will soon explain. Be really still. If we have a panic attack, we don't want to be inside. We want to go out to the door and run out in the air because we feel like we cannot breathe. Then what you're going to try to do, if you feel I have to run out, is to go out and try to walk the slowest as you possibly can do. Because I'm going to then teach you, what I'm going to teach you then is going to be like a walking meditation with certain kind of very simple technique, okay? So the best thing is to be still, but we cannot have you to feel like I'm not going to survive this. I have a heart attack, because a very strong panic attack, like anxiety panic attack, can actually feel, you can be so certain that I'm having now a heart attack. So, but we always going to try to be very still, even if we do a walking meditation, which you can do, but okay, so I'm going to come in to explain what this simple technique. The first thing is to, so it is a question to slow down and be so still as possible. And when you're doing that, you're going to be present, here and now. And if you have a panic attack, that can be really hard, really difficult. But that is the first thing, to really connect with your emotion. I feel this in my chest, I feel this here, I am so worried in my head, or is that you be connected. Try not to put it in bad, like good or bad. Try not to be judgmental, but it's very, very hard. In the beginning, it's almost going to be impossible, because it's like, try not to be judgmental, but go into the emotion, let the emotion be you. But to slow down and be still. When you're doing that, the emotion is going to increase, but that's going to be even more important to slow down and be still when the emotion is going to increase. And I'm going to show you here now very soon. So here and now, slow down and be still. Really be present. The second one is to observing. Observe everything, because it's going to be shift, it's going to be change, it's going to be a lot of things. You really gonna start observe. Oh my God, the chest pain now is going up to my shoulders. I feel, oh my God, my right shoulder is killing me, down in the stomach. You need to be present, to slow down and be still and orient to all the observations. So be here and now, be still, be present, and slow down and be still, and then also observing all the shift and the change. Oh, I'm going to tell you this in the beginning. It sounds very easy, but I'm going to tell you in the beginning, oh, it's such a challenge for some people. And if you find yourself to say following question, oh no, I tried this for a few days, no, this was not for me, it was so hard, it just makes it worse, then I'm going to tell you, that is exactly what you need. How harder it feels it is, how more you're going to need to do it. And please do it, give it 7, 10, 14 days, something like that. Please do it, and you're going to text me, you're going to mail me, you're going to try to reach me and say, Jürgen, I thank you so much for that, you pushing me, because after 3 days, after 2 days, whatever, I would, if you did not have said that, I would have said to you, no, meditation, no, this is not for me. No, I felt so bad about it. That I always come up to the person, confront them and say, hey, I am a doctor, I know what I'm talking about. I have done research, and I have read thousands of research about this. This is what you need. You need it badly. So please be committed to this continuum, like the action, and do it again and again and again. Okay, so so now we talk about here and now. You are slowing down, you're being still, you're observing every little shift, what has happened, and try not to judge it. Good luck. Oh my God, I started thinking my ex. I talked to my mother-in-law and father-in-law, I got headache and things like that. Let the father-in-law, let the ex, let the dog, let whatever, sadness because you lost a dog, a cat, or like a rabbit as a child. Let it just be, just observe it and be still. Observe it and be still. Okay. The next thing is something you do all the time, is breathing. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. Okay? You're breathing in and you are breathing out. And when you're breathing in through the nose, there is certain kind of layers in the small vessels in the lung, which you have millions and millions, you have actually billions of them. It's called alveoli. Okay, there is different cell structure. And when you're breathing in through the nose, you're going to use a certain kind of cell structure and expand them better. That's why breathing in the nose has such a profound effect. And there is other technique where you can actually but in general, breathing in through the nose is so beneficial. So when you're breathing in observation, that kind of energy, oxygen, which is energy, is gonna transform in the body And it's going to start to break down all the stress hormone, or the cortisol, too much of the noradrenaline, that kind of transformation of the oxygen, of that energy level. I repeat that again, I know that, so you just get it. Come out to the body, it's going to take care of my stress hormones. And if it start to take care of the stress hormone, it's going to also affect the transmitter substance between the nerve cells, okay? And you're going to start to like getting this energy. When you're breathing out through the mouth, try to put the lips a little bit like that. So it's like you are not like breathing out. You're going to slow down the breathing without like doing too slow, which is mean like that. Breathing in and then I'm breathing out. I put the lips together. Now it starts to be really nice. And there you stop. You're gonna have a double of breathing out. When you're breathing out, you're gonna get a vagus reaction and something what they call also baroreceptors. I'm not gonna go into that in detail, but it's gonna help the body. Remember, slowing down, be still. That breathing out is gonna help it to be still. So you can start to break down the stress hormone, regulate the brain, okay? Taking away the fight-flight system there after a while. But in the beginning, it's gonna actually affect it. It can affect a little bit more. But if you're doing this for enough many minutes, that will change. And if you observe, really don't lose the observing of this. Be here and now, observing all the shift and change. It will change. So if you're doing this and hold it there for a few seconds and then breathing out, I'm observing. And the last 5-8 seconds, you start to slow down. That is when the regulation in the body really kick in. Hold it there for a few seconds. Doesn't have to be strenuous, and then I'm breathing in. And I'm really here and now. I really focus on my breathing. Hold it there for a few seconds, and then I'm here and now. I'm breathing in. And I'm breathing out. If you're doing 6 of this, approximately, in that speed what I'm doing, guess what? 90 seconds has passed, plus a little more. That is the whole point. Then you're going to find yourself, oh my God, I have less anxiety. My head feels a little bit lighter. I'm not roaming around in my head, okay? You're going to feel like everything is a little bit lighter. The research is showing if you do that 11 to 16 minutes conscious breathing, exactly how I show, you're going to have 90 seconds, 90 seconds, 90 seconds. It's showing that you can very quick actually start to shift and change in your thought system. And if you do that for a few weeks here and continue, you're going to start to shift and change your core belief system. So your core belief system, which was not beneficial for your upbringing, school system, blah, 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 whatever, start to shift and change. You're gonna find yourself, you start to get another kind of thought system. And if you do it enough, you're going to find yourself, you don't have the same emotion. And now you start to shift and change your history. And we have this machine on here with the gene, and the gene's going to activating in the sense of wherever you are in the world, you're going to see it, and it's going to help get the feedback system in the gene and help you to change your belief system, change your core system. And suddenly after a while, you're going to start to feel, I'm not so negative in my thoughts anymore. Can this really be possible? Just be conscious about my breathing. If you do that once a day, what I am showing, 11 to 16 minutes, once a day. It can do it 2 times a day, can do it 3 times a day. You don't have to do it more than that. But the thing is that you can find yourself doing this consciously, even though if you are in the supermarket, you're in the queue, you are in the bank, you are like there is so many, even when you drive in a car, if you feel very safe to drive the car, so you can pay attention for the road and the cars and everything, but God, you can integrate this on your daily life. So what I will do now, I will do this 10 of breathing in, breathing out consciously, and you're going to follow me. And we're going to see how long time it takes to do the 10. And I'm going to do it, I'm very used to do it, but I'm going to do it from my lung capacity. And I'm going to really show it how I'm doing this. You can just follow me, but I'm not going to talk during time because you're going to pay attention of the observation, orient to the observation what happened, okay? But you can also, if you want to have open eyes to follow me in my speed, obviously you can do that. Now I'm going to get a little fluid before I get started. Before I get started, I will add one thing. When you regulate this, you're going to get the coherence between the brain, the heart, and the brain in the stomach. Coherence means that suddenly they can give more of information up to the brain and start to change the brain from a neuroplasticity, and that is mean you're going to be a positive one. You're going to find yourself to having more of positive thought. You're going to be inspiration for other people. You are already inspiration, I'm sure you are. But this is how the science and research showing that you can regulate these brains here and have the coherence. Coherence is the same thing as this one, which means health. It's very, very healthy. It can create health for the body. Okay, so I'm sitting here now, having my hands on my lap, having my feet on my floor, and I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna close my eyes, but I'm gonna really showing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna start now. was 10 times. And it took approximately 4 minutes. This is 90 times, 90 plus 90 plus 90. There's many 90 seconds there. Okay. I'm not done yet, but this is for the beginners, everything. Start up with this. And then do it for 11 minutes, okay? But now what is happening that just starting, now I'm used with this kind of thing, so I can very easily get this coherence what I'm talking about. But if you're not used with this, we're gonna have a lot of stress hormones who start to like break up the molecule structure. So I'm gonna do a breathing exercise to help also the body to like take care of this, so we can urinate it and we can breathe in and out, and less all the organs actually break it down, because all the too much of the stress hormone, a lot of this is going to be breaking down in the brain. So I'm going to take this to the next step to help the body to get rid of this and to break it down and also get rid of it. If you're not used with it, you can just concentrate on the first part, nothing else. And remember this, can never peak longer than 90 seconds. And we need to be here and now and observe it. So now I'm going to help it. When I'm breathing in, okay, I fill my lungs and the body with a lot of energy. So when I'm breathing in like this, I'm stretching my body maximum, and I hold it there for the 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, because I'm counting, 5 seconds, now 5 seconds, and now it's going to be breathing out. But now I'm breathing out a little bit faster, which is going to sound like the breathing out maximum. If I hold it there, all the organs is going to start to be more activated, breaking it down and get rid of everything. And if I can hold it there, out breathing for 5 seconds, preferable 10 seconds, preferable 90 seconds, because I'm used to do this. But start with 5 if not used with it, and then you can increase it to 10 seconds. You're going to help the body to break it down. I'm talking and talking and talking. So soon I'm going to breathe in here, very soon here. I have been now a little bit more than 10 seconds, and now I'm going to maximum, and I'm going to hold it there to 5 seconds, and I'm breathing out a little bit stronger. Out with it, and hold it there. Look, I have more air in my lung. There, and hold it there. And I'm going to hold it there to 10 seconds. And I'm not like doing this by hand. When I'm doing this, I'm sitting here really concentrating, and we are sewn up to 10 seconds. Just do it 5 if you feel dizzy, but it's going to help the organ to break it down. And now I'm going to breathing in maximum, and I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to show with my fingers the 5 seconds there. And now I'm breathing out a little faster. The key is to hold it. That's just the key. That is what is going to take care of it. After this, I'm going to do one more time. Fill it with energy, so we have energy to take care of all the stress hormone, everything you don't need in the body. Change your core belief system, change your thought system if it's not beneficial. And I hold it there for 5 seconds, and then I let it out. Hold it there for 10 seconds. All the organ can take care of all the things that are breaking down. Get rid of it for 10 seconds. The things you don't need, so we can create more of a coherence with our 3 brains and start to feel more in peace. 9 and 10, and now I'm just going to breathe normal. So I'm going to breathe normal. And I'm going to breathe normal through my nose in stillness. And if you really follow with this, and you did the first part a little bit longer and finish up with this, you will find your thought system very most likely is more quiet. Now I just balance up everything, coming back to equilibrium, because every time we do a little breathing exercise, we have a purpose, but it can pull us off from the equilibrium a little bit. So I'm gonna come back to that, and I'm breathing out. Now I'm breathing in. And now I am breathing out. Breathing out, and just let it go. And now I'm going to start to come back to a little bit here and now. The scaly field technology has also finished up. Okay, so this one here, everyone's going to get access to. So the guys who is in the program, sorry that I took a little time to explain maybe something that you have heard a few times, but I know the skills, like the explanation about the breathing exercise, things like that. I know that was new for you guys also. And also you guys who find this to be even more interesting, go into the webpage, you can read more. And if you want to be a part of this, I'm looking in to get the tipping point. The tipping point is 1,500 people, and then it seems from research, from theoretical math and the research, it shows like that tipping point, then we can start to really be affected from each other DNA, and also get this morphic field thinking, which means that like the body can like heal faster actually, and more effective. But it's going to happen, even though if you just were one person, even though if you didn't was one person was looking at me, then it's going to affect me in a healthy way. So, okay. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for listening, and have a wonderful day, and you take care now. Okay, bye-bye.